Hey guys, I just wanted to make a short video about how the Fury 325 scared the utter crap out of me. I'm a roller coaster guy, but my son there has to talk me into getting on it by the end of the day, of course. So for context, I'm 32 and my son is 9. I've been going to Carowinds, pictured here, since I was a teenager, or a young little emo guy, as I thought I was back then. But so we're there all day, you know. I've rode everything here before. Everything except Fury. And what's funny and ironic is that when I was just a little wee baby, Top Gun was new, and I remember not getting on it with my dad because I was frightened of it. Of course, I've rode the crap out of Top Gun since then, and it's fun as hell, obviously. So the first thing I remember riding with him that day was Copperhead Strike. It's a newer coaster that wasn't there when I was a kid. I'd give it a 4-star rating. It was pretty decent, not bad. Then we rode the Vortex, which is pretty great when you're not stuck at the end of the line on their weird Chinese torture seats. Yeah, I think I got an overlay coming here in a second to show you what I mean. I don't know if you can tell, but that's how you ride the Vortex. You stand up. It's a little awkward at times. And of course, when we rode it, it got stuck at the end for like 2 minutes. Carolina Cyclone, utterly fantastic, has not went downhill, not even a little bit. Still super, super fun. 4 out of 5, you're doing great, kid. All right, then we got Thunder Road. Yeah, it's been gone, but I wanted to include it because it was my favorite roller coaster there, and it is a fantastic roller coaster, or it was. You know, it's just, it makes me sad, but 5 stars for Thunder Road, obviously. I rode the utter shit out of this thing as a kid. Every time I came here, man, like, you know, back and forth. Then we got the Hurler. Hurler was pretty good. I'm gonna give it 3 stars, I believe, here because it needs some maintenance bad. It shook my teeth out of my head. Then we did Top Gun. Top Gun holds up fantastically. Super, super fun. 5 stars, without a doubt. And while the drop doesn't compare to Fury's, that big first drop on it is wild. Oh, and quick side note, Intimidator was shut down, unfortunately. I did get to ride it with my wife last time we were there, and it's 5 stars, hands down. Super great, except that they didn't pay to keep the name, which I highly disagree with. So we're getting nearer to the end of the day. We've rode pretty much everything there that I can get away with riding except for the Fury. He had little friends with him there that day, and they had already left. And he wants to do the Fury again before we go. So I finally break down and say, okay, I'll do it with you one time. But I'm not doing it again because, honestly, I know I'm going to hate it just from how high up it is and the drop. And you'll see all that here in just a second. So we're outside of the entrance to the thing, and we're waiting in line. And there's kids that are also my son's size, you can see, running out and getting right back in line to do it again. So I keep telling myself, you can do this. So here we go, up the big old hill. And yeah, this is the POV I had because my son insisted that we ride in the front seats. I tried to talk him out of this. There was nothing. I think there's a sound effect that plays going up of Hornets as well. It sounds kind of like a jet plane to me. But yeah, and here we are at 325 feet up in the air. And look at this view. It's gorgeous until you get about right here. And this is the part where the poo comes out. Yeah, dude, that's 325 feet up, and you're coming down at about 100 miles an hour almost. And I was terrified and screaming my head off. And yeah, I found this while looking for footage of the Fury. I'm just like, yeah, I only went 120 feet higher than that. And I really thought the worst of it was behind me, but no, there is still yet more to come. You're still doing 90-something miles an hour and flying over the people at the entrance, which I'm sure just heard me going, ah! And yes, so far we're only about halfway through this thing, if you can believe it. You get to go underneath the tunnel after going over the people, which you see there. And, you know, I like the tunnel. It's cool. I like the one on Top Gun a little bit more just because, you know, that ride doesn't scare the utter shit out of me on the way to the tunnel, I think is the main differential there. But yeah, and then you go around right here, and I instinctively ducked my head right here because I thought that pole was about to hit it while screaming. I don't know how I managed to, like, have that kind of reflex while literally scared shitless, but and every single one of these up and downs right here makes you feel like you're coming right up out of the seat, and it makes it even worse. But here we are at the end finally. By this point my hands were stuck to the little lap bar thing, and they were numb. I thought I may have had a heart attack or something. Sincerely, I was like holding on that tightly. And, you know, of course, at this point, the little kids that weren't my son next to us in the other 2 seats were laughing their asses off at me being just, you know, like a soldier with PTSD, I would compare it to. But, you know, whatever. I did it for my son. I did it because I love my family, I guess, you know. It'll make you do some stupid stuff that you didn't think you would do. But, yeah, that was my experience with Fury. Leave yours in the comments below. I'm sure you enjoyed it because you're younger than me and aren't a old fuddy-duddy. Share it about, like, sub, any of that stuff if you want to. I always save that for the end because I think it's really cringy to say it all. But, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.